Hi, my name is Lisa Brideson-Glynn. I'm a pediatric speech pathologist, certified oral motor therapist, feeding specialist. Thank you for joining me today on this mini lecture of lip presses as it relates to sound production. So let's first think of the sound B. Go ahead, make that sound. What happens? Well, your lips come together, they press. There's a tactile component because you could feel your lips pressing, but there's also the muscle or the motor component of the lips being able to approximate and come together and press and then releasing in order to make that sound. We call that oral placement, and we use oral placement therapy to help a child produce bilabial sounds. Now let's go back to that sound again. B. Everybody was able to put their lips together, take in a breath of air, and reproduce that sound. Now what happens if a child is producing that sound and their teeth are on their lips? Or what happens if a child is engaging in drooling? That's going to infringe on the child's ability to have the lips come together, press, and engage in that tactile, sensory, and motor function in order to reproduce that sound. So I look at treating a child engaging in lip presses from two different perspectives. One from a sensory perspective, having them have the ability to feel their lips coming together, but also from a motor component, getting the muscles strong enough so that they can get into the correct placement in order to reproduce the sound. So how do we do that? This is where the oral placement therapy, the exercises, come into play. So my favorite exercise to use for creating better sensory awareness and motor control is using the Z-Vibe with the Mickey Mouse ear attachment. We turn that tool on to create vibration and place it between the lips. Now you'll notice there's a thick ear and there's a thin ear. I typically start with the thick ear, place it between the lips so that the child can really feel the lips approximating, so they're getting that sensory feedback. But I'll also just have them start going, so that muscle is getting a little workout. And then we can progress to the B and the P sounds. Or I'll have them engage in a sustained press and hold with the Mickey Mouse ears. Another good exercise to use is the tongue depressor exercise. Now sometimes a child is not ready to use the tongue depressor, so I may start with a makeup sponge, and there are different thicknesses. There are the triangle makeup sponges, there's a circular makeup sponge, and I find which one relative to the child's jaw grading is appropriate to engage in the lip presses. So let's start maybe with the circular makeup sponge, and I'll put it between the lips and just have them gently press, kind of doing a little sit-up for the lips. And then if a child is able to do that, I'll move to a wood coffee stirrer. Again, if the child is able to hold that tool, then we use the tongue depressor. Using those tools, we create sensory awareness. We're building muscle strength for motor control, and we're working on the sound. I also like to use horn blowing. Horn blowing is great because it gives the child, again, the tactile awareness of the mouthpiece of the horn, but we're also working on the finite movements blowing the horn. So the lips work quickly, whoo, 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 just as I did, and we're getting that we're getting better muscle strength for stability in order for that child to reproduce the sound. I hope you enjoyed this segment on achieving lip presses for sound production, and enjoy the following videos. Thank you. So this is the horn blowing exercise. This is the number 1 horn from Sarah R. Johnson's horn hierarchy. And it's a flute, and you can see all the holes. So it's one of the easier horns to blow. This exercise is great because it targets different muscles in the body. So it targets the diaphragm. This enables children to learn to blow from the diaphragm. And more importantly, it teaches the lips how to dissociate from the jaw to engage in a lip press and release, which also happens when we make the M, B, and P sounds, but also it helps with the saliva management. So Nora's going to blow 5 times for us. Ready? And blow. 1, 2, 3, 4, good, and 5. Excellent. Let's land. Good. Very good. I think you're telling me you want, so let's do this one more time. And we could go like that. One more time. Nice, Karina. That was beautiful. Gorgeous. Perfect. So this exercise is a lip press exercise. This exercise is designed to strengthen the lip muscles. So we have this muscle around the mouth, which is the orbicularis, and we have this muscle, which is the mentalis muscle. So this exercise is great in strengthening the muscles, but it also helps with more saliva awareness on the lips, because we do use our lips when we swallow. Sometimes children need to start out with just a coffee stirrer. The hierarchy of this exercise, we typically start with the tongue depressor, but it may be too hard. So I usually start with a coffee stirrer and put it right between the lips. I would count to 25, and as you can see with Nora, that's very easy for her. So then I would move to a tongue depressor. Press. And again, you can see it's very easy for her to engage in this exercise. She has good truncal stability control, which then gives her good oral motor control. Now presently, Nora has 4 pennies on each side of the tongue depressor. So it's a little heavy. Okay, I need you to sit. Thank you, and here we go. We're just gonna count to 10. Press. Whoa. Okay, let's wipe your lips. Up. We'll give the tongue depressor a little wipe. Okay, and here we go. Just relax. Shoulders down. And here we go. We're just going to do it for 10. Look at me. Thank you. And press. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa! Okay, so normally Nora can hold it for 10 seconds, but it's a little harder for her today, so 8. We'll just hold it for 8 seconds. This is a tongue depressor exercise, and you'll notice with Nora's tongue depressor, she has pennies taped to each side. Normally I start out with just a plain tongue depressor, but Nora has become very advanced with this exercise. We start with a plain tongue depressor and then work up to 8 pennies on each side. This exercise targets strengthening the lip muscles. But what it also does is it creates more awareness on the lips, because we use our lips to help us swallow. So I give Nora some jaw support. I gently round her lips, and then I place this between her lips, and I'm going to count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoa! Okay, I think we'll just count to 10. We're going to do that.